Alright, how's everybody doing here today? Welcome back to another video for everyone. And today, what I have for everyone is my full review of the Ulefone Power Armor 16 Pro. Alright, now, I've been using this device for a little bit over 2 weeks, and I feel like I've gathered my thoughts and opinions on it. And yes, I am putting this video out a little bit early. Long story short, y'all, I am tired. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, but it's been a very, very long year, and I am tired. And I really just want to get this video done while I still have the proper energy levels to do it, because I feel like my voice is going. And I feel like I need some much needed time off, and I have a bunch of scheduled content for y'all while I'm taking that time off. So we shouldn't see any dips in content while we're going. That being said, I've used this device extensively. Now I got to give y'all some disclosures. I've used this device extensively for the past 2 weeks. All right. A large majority of that has been without a SIM card in the device, okay? So when I talk about the battery life and those metrics, it's going to be the best possible it can be. That does go down if you have a SIM card in your device and you have data always going, okay? And I know I said in the unboxing that I would walk y'all through the SIM activation process. It really is just really straightforward. You can check out any one of my carrier review videos where I walk y'all through how to program your APNs and activate your devices. It really is just that straightforward. Now, this particular device, I'm going to reiterate this again, is a GSM only device, meaning it will work on T-Mobile or AT&T or any of their MVNOs. And I did indeed test it on AT&T. Data works fine, MMS works fine, phone calls work fine. I'm going to expand on that as we go on throughout the review. But I just wanted to tell y'all a large majority of the testing of this device was done without a SIM card in it. And I actually have already moved my SIM card, so you can see right here, there is no SIM card present right there. You just saw the lock screen real fast. There's no SIM card present. Fingerprint sensor is quick. Let me try not to get that. See, no SIM card. And it's going to scan my face and it's going to let me in. So there is no SIM card in it right now, but I did test it for about 4 days with the AT&T, with my AT&T SIM card in it, and it worked no problems. Now, that being said, without further ado, let's jump into this full review, and hopefully by the end of it, you guys and gals know if this is a device for you, if this is a device that's worth picking up. Now, let's jump straight in. Let's not waste any time. Starting off here, let's talk about the overall build quality and design of the device. Now, build quality wise, this bad boy is built out of aluminum and different combinations of textured, ruggedized plastic and faux carbon fiber materials here, okay? And y'all can see, I'm sorry, I keep activating the flashlight. Y'all can see this bad boy is beefy. So we have aluminum side rails right here, and we have a bunch of protective flaps. So this is the protective flap for our SIM and micro SD card tray. And this is a dual SIM / dedicated micro SD card tray that's on board here. And you will need the special tool that comes in the box to fish it out, okay? But we have all aluminum here, and we got a nice texturized custom key. And wherever we have our different plastics, it's nice and texturized, nice and beefy. So you can see the corners are fully protected. You can see our charging flap down here, fully protected. Okay, and we do have a 3.5mm headphone jack. So in terms of the overall build quality on this one, guys and gals, it is top notch in my overall opinion. In terms of the design on this one, guys and gals, it is top notch as well. I really do like this rugged, beefy, utilitarian style design here. Good stuff, Ulefone. Good stuff indeed. All right. So talking about the overall build quality and design, it is top notch in my overall opinion. Okay. Now, moving on, let's talk about this display. So up front, dead center here, we have a 5.93 inch IPS LCD 720p plus display. In particular, that means that this display has a resolution of 720 by 1440p. So it's a 18 by 9 aspect ratio display, giving it a screen density of, if my math is correct, 271 pixels per inch. I was going to say 61. I had to catch myself. 271 pixels per inch. Now, as always with my reviews, y'all, this is completely unscripted. If I make any mistakes during the video, I will correct myself in post. So if I make any mistakes, you'll see the corrections on the screen as they happen. All right, but this is a 720p plus display with the 18 by 9 aspect ratio, and it's a 271 pixels per inch display. So that's a PPI of 271. Okay, now I'm gonna throw up some B-roll for y'all, but talking about the display in terms of daily usage, now I have it on minimum brightness for this video because I have my studio lights on full blast and I have everything calibrated to where everything looks good for the video. But talking about using this display on the day-to-day, I have to say this display is really good. Now outdoors, and I'm going to throw up the B-roll, I had no issues seeing this display in direct sunlight. And y'all know I stay out here in Florida, so all we get is direct sunlight when we step outdoors, and I didn't have any issues, okay? Indoors, I typically kept this bad boy at about 30% brightness, and it worked perfectly fine for me, okay? So no issues there. And when I did have to max it out, it does get more than bright enough for me to use anytime I had to completely max it out, right? And y'all can see right now as I'm recording the video here, it's basically on like 5% brightness. Y'all can see it right there. But I have it perfectly balanced to where y'all can read the text and everything on the screen for the video. So I don't really want to mess with it. Okay? But talking about this display, using it on the day-to-day, didn't have any issues. No issues whatsoever. So this is a top-notch display, in my opinion, coming from Ulefone. Okay? Even viewing content, didn't have any issues using this display, whether I was viewing things like YouTube, HBO Max, Hulu, Netflix. Y'all see the video apps right there. No issues viewing content or consuming content on this display. All right. And one thing that I forgot to mention is it did come with a pre-installed tempered glass screen protector, but it also came with an additional tempered glass screen protector in the box. So Ulefone definitely provides everything that you need to start using this device and have it fully protected out of the box directly after your purchase when it arrives. So good stuff there, Ulefone. Good stuff there indeed. But really good display, top-notch overall display in my opinion. No issues whatsoever. Now, moving on here, let's dive a little bit deeper into the hardware and the software on this device right here. Let me put it down because this bad boy is heavy. All right. So let's start off with the hardware aspects first. Okay. Now, in terms of the body, this device is fully water and dust proof, and as well, it is shock or drop proof. Okay. So you can fully submerge it in up to a meter of water for 30 minutes and you should be good to go. All right. And it is mil-spec 810G drop certified. So it's completely drop proof. And I don't know if y'all can see it, but I do have some micro scratches on the device. Yeah, you can't really see it. From dropping it, I have dropped this device often, and it has fallen out of my mounts often because this is a big device, but it still basically looks like it's in brand new condition. I do have to clean it off because I did drop it before I recorded this video, but basically this is a completely accident-proof device, so to speak, okay? Now, talking about more hardware, okay? We have 4 gigs of RAM on this bad boy right here with 64 gigs of onboard storage, and you can expand that with a micro SD card up to, I believe it's either 512 or 256 gigs, all right? And you can make that micro SD card adaptable, expandable storage, so you should have no issues when it comes to expandability, all right? Okay, moving on here, talking about some more hardware. We have a 3-watt built-in speaker on the back. We have a 16 megapixel primary camera on the back with a 2 megapixel macro camera, okay? The cameras are capable of recording up to 1080p at 30 FPS, okay? So good stuff there. As I showed you earlier, we do have USB-C, and it does support 18-watt fast charging. We're going to talk about how fast it charges a little bit later on in the video. It does have a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, okay? So you can use that if you like to use that. You can see we do have a built-in dedicated flashlight, and it does work. Don't mean to blind y'all right there, but it does work, no problems, okay? And this flashlight is mad bright, okay? I do apologize if I blinded a few people there, but this flashlight is mad bright, okay? Okay. Moving on, talking about more hardware here. This bad boy has a 9,600 milliamp hour battery on board, okay? And trust me when I tell you, you cannot kill this battery in a day. I tried it. You cannot kill this battery in 2 days. I tried it. It took me 3 days of heavy usage to kill this battery. All right. I'm going to explain why some of my numbers don't match up when we get to the battery section. But this is a big, beefy 9,000 milliamp hour battery on board here. And you got battery for days. For days. Okay? Okay. Talking about more hardware on this device right here. In terms of the chipset on board, we are rocking the MediaTek G25 octa-core chipset on board with the Power VR GPU. Okay, so basically it's the Power VR GE8320. Okay, and honestly, y'all, I'm gonna talk about the GPU more in the gaming portion, and we're gonna talk about the performance on the day-to-day in a little bit here. But it's basically a mid-range chip that MediaTek is using here, that Ulefone is using for MediaTek here. Okay? So that goes over that. In terms of the software, we are running Android 12. I'm going to verify that for y'all in a second. Okay? And, yeah, in terms of the hardware, I think that about covers it. Okay? Oh, now, we do have special magnetic connectors for additional accessories that's sold separately from Ulefone. Now, I'm going to find those accessories and see if I could link them below. But honestly, I just used the phone. I didn't get any additional accessories or anything like that. But there are additional magnetic accessories that you can attach here on the back. And it also connects up here on the side, okay? Okay. But that essentially goes over the hardware, okay? And we already talked about the display up front right here. And then in the front, we have an 8 megapixel front-facing camera. Also, it can record up to 1080p, 30 FPS, okay? And we already talked about that display. So that essentially goes over all of the hardware on this device right here, okay? Now, I do want to mention that in terms of biometrics, y'all can see we do have face unlock. And the face unlock is really fast. Let me show y'all. All right, so if I tap, it scans my face and we're in. We also have double tap to wake. Okay. Now, I do have raise to wake turned on as well, but we have double tap to wake. We have raise to wake. Okay. We have face unlock. And then we have a fingerprint sensor on board. And y'all can see the fingerprint sensor is really, really fast. And we do get nice haptic feedback as well. So in terms of security, biometrics, and convenience, Ulefone has you covered with this device right here. So you can use the raise to wake, you can use the double tap, you can use the face unlock, or you can use the fingerprint. And you can see it works pretty much flawlessly. Let me demonstrate it again for y'all. So you can see right now it can't see my face. Tilt it up, it sees my face, and it unlocks. Let me turn it off, double tap, wakes up, tilt, sees my face, and it unlocks. Or you can use the fingerprint, tap, and it unlocks, and you got that nice haptic feedback before it unlocks as well. So in terms of security, you shouldn't have any issues with this device. You shouldn't have any issues whatsoever. Okay? Now, I do believe that goes over all of the hardware components. Now, talking about the software, let me show y'all real quickly. In terms of the software, we are rocking Android 12 right here. And you can see the security patch levels for the Play Store. And you can see the security patch levels for the system itself. So July 5th and May 1st. Okay? And we are rocking Android 12. Okay, let me show y'all this. Okay? Matter of fact, didn't mean to hit that. But if I show y'all the Easter egg there, we are rocking Android 12. And it is a very slightly skinned version of Android 12. So using the regular OS, you can't really tell that it's slightly skinned. If I swipe down, you can see we got the Android 12 quick toggles. Okay. All of that good stuff here. Where you can tell that the device is skinned is if you jump into the settings. Then you can see that the device is skinned, and we do have some custom features that you can use on the device as well. Now I've done a separate dedicated software walkthrough, so y'all feel free to check that out if y'all like to know more. If y'all would like to know more about the software. But moving on now and talking about the performance on the day-to-day with this device right here, I have to say the overall performance is just okay to good, depending on how many applications you have running in the background. And I have to tell you, the day-to-day performance was probably one of my biggest frustrations with the device, but that was probably because of this right here. This DuraSpeed software right here. This was probably the bane of my software experience with the device, because it was always force closing the applications that I had open in the background because it was trying to save battery life. And in particular, I'll go ahead and explain it to you right now. That's why my battery metrics tools got messed up, because the DuraSpeed software was constantly closing them. Even after, and I explained to y'all how the DuraSpeed application works in the software walkthrough, even after I turned off the restriction for my battery metrics tools, it was still force closing it. So when I wanted to get charging speeds, it messed up sometimes. When I wanted to get battery life metrics, it messed up sometimes. And when I was going back in expecting an application to be open, okay, it closed it, okay? Now on average, I can tell you, you can probably have about 7 applications open in the background and switch between them. But anything more than that, you are going to see some force closes. You may see a hiccup or two. But if you're okay with that, then the performance on this one, as I said before, is just okay to good. Okay? And probably the overall software experience, okay, was good. It's just the overall software performance that, didn't have the best experience. Okay? But that goes over the overall software. So talking about the hardware and the software overall on the whole, the hardware is really good. Okay? The software is good. Okay? Now, moving on, let's dive into some other stuff here. So, in terms of the Wi-Fi, let's talk about Wi-Fi performance. Let me pull up a YouTube video for y'all, because this will also double as a speaker test. And you can see it did have to reload my YouTube video right there. Let me go ahead and max out the volume as well, so you can see we're maxed out. Okay? But, talking about the Wi-Fi before I give y'all a Wi-Fi demonstration and a speaker test, this bad boy does have dual band AC Wi-Fi on board. That does mean that you have access to 2.4 gigahertz band Wi-Fi and 5 gigahertz band Wi-Fi. So as long as you have a router that supports either band or both, you should be good to go. Okay? And talking about the overall Wi-Fi performance, it was basically top notch. I didn't have any issues with the overall Wi-Fi on this one. No issues whatsoever. Okay? So good Wi-Fi performance overall. But let me give y'all a real-time Wi-Fi performance test. So you can see we got a video loaded up here. I'm going to go ahead and play the video for a little bit. Okay? That will give y'all a speaker test. We're going to scrub through the video after that. And I'm going to give y'all my overall opinions on the speaker performance and the Wi-Fi performance, which I basically already did. Wi-Fi performance is top-notch. But I'm going to save my speaker opinions until after y'all here. So let me spin my mic. Spun the mic around, got it angled up real good. And let's go ahead and push play. Okay. Okay, did I mute it by accident here? Oh yeah, that's because I have it on Do Not Disturb. Okay, so man, now y'all gonna get a whole bunch of notifications coming in because I turned off Do Not Disturb. But it is what it is. So let's turn it on. Alright. Let me pause that. Let's restart that. My bad. I forgot Do Not Disturb mutes everything unless you go in and adjust it to how you want it. And because I didn't want y'all to be inundated with notifications, I turned it on just to make that first part of the video smoother. But anyways, let's go. I want y'all to hear this speaker sample, especially coming from this 3-watt speaker on the back. This is a beast. Let's go ahead and push play now. Okay, let's go. Alright, let's scrub through the video. Jump forward. Jump forward. Jump backwards. Jump backwards. Okay. Alright. Y'all got the idea. So y'all see how the Wi-Fi performs right there. No issues with the Wi-Fi. No issues whatsoever. Now, and I do want to forgive that part where I forgot to turn off Do Not Disturb before I push go. I apologize, y'all. I'm mad tired back here. Forgive me for that. We're not going to cut that out. We're just going to leave it how it is. Now, given my overall opinions on the speakers or the big ass speaker that's on here, I have to say the speaker performance is phenomenal. I don't know how well my professional microphone picked it up, but the bass, whoo, the bass, and the clarity and separation between the instruments, yes, yes. This is a phenomenal 3-watt speaker on here, and the speaker performance on here is phenomenal. Now, one thing that I don't like, however, is the placement, okay? Especially if you're using this and you're in bed, when you hold it, you can kind of muffle it a little bit. Or if you want to put it down because it is very, very heavy, any way you put it down, the speaker is going to get slightly muffled. So the only time you're going to get really good speaker performance is if you hold the device at the edges like this, or if you get really good at cupping. Okay, y'all see how I got it cupped here? But if at any time you get a little fatigued from the weight and you got to put it down, it will get muffled no matter how you put it down, unless you're just listening to music and you want to flip it over and listen to music, then it's going to work flawlessly. Okay, but although the speaker performance is phenomenal, I don't like the placement because it is really easy to muffle. And a lot of times when I'm laying in bed, because of how heavy the device is, I just rest it down and I'm like, wait, is it muffled out? Did I turn the volume down? And it was indeed muffled out because of how I put it down. But when I flipped it over, speaker performance was phenomenal. So Ulefone, I need you to keep this same speaker, but I need you to redesign it to where you can make it more front firing so it's not as easy to muffle. Okay? But that's how I feel about the overall speaker performance. It is top notch. It is phenomenal. But I'm not a fan of the speaker placement because it is easy to muffle. Okay? So that goes over the Wi-Fi. We already covered it. Wi-Fi is top notch, basically really good. Speaker performance, phenomenal, top notch. Not a fan of the placement. Okay? Now let's keep it moving now. Let's go. Okay? So up next now, and you know I forgot to pull it up. Okay? So let me pull it up off camera. Up next now, I just want to show everyone the overall LTE bands available. Okay? And I do, again, apologize that I did not have it pulled up prior to make it faster. So let me pull it up now. Ulefone. Okay. GSM Arena. Okay. And specifications. This way, y'all can see the bands. 16 Pro. Specs. Okay. And let's go to GSM Arena. My bad, y'all. I completely forgot to pull that up in the background. Again, please forgive me. But we're on GSM Arena right now. And let's go down to LTE bands. So right here. And here you guys and gals go. So this is a GSM unlocked device and it's LTE only. Okay. So y'all can see it right there. These are your LTE bands. And that basically gives you coverage for T-Mobile and AT&T or any of their MVNOs, okay? And in particular, my two main carriers are Verizon and AT&T. This does not work on Verizon. I tried it, but it wasn't going to. But it does work on AT&T. Tried it on AT&T. It worked no problem. And yes, I am on the Ulefone for GSM Arena. Y'all can see it right there, just in case y'all don't believe me. GSMArena.com, Ulefone Power Armor 16 Pro. And here are the bands. I know some people need a lot of proof. And it is dual SIM with one micro SD card, and y'all can see the release date right there. So this came out in September. This is basically a couple months old, okay? But that goes over the available bands. And talking about the performance, as I said, didn't have any issues using the data speeds on AT&T. I don't have T-Mobile anymore. I haven't had T-Mobile for years. And I can't use it on Verizon. But I didn't have any issues using it with data speeds, talk and text. Okay? No issues whatsoever using it on AT&T. So that goes over your available bands and the supported carriers. All right? All right. Now, let's keep it moving now. Let's go. Now, up next now, let's talk about the overall Bluetooth performance on here. Now, Bluetooth-wise, this bad boy is packing Bluetooth 5.0. And I got to tell y'all, in terms of the Bluetooth performance, I didn't have any issues, okay? I didn't have any issues whatsoever, all right? I connected it to my Pixel Buds. I connected it to my Mi Band 4. I connected it to some of my Echo Taps, my Echo Dot, you know. No issues with the Bluetooth on this one. No issues with the overall Bluetooth performance whatsoever, okay? Now, moving on, let's talk about the all-important GPS performance. Because y'all know I'm very GPS dependent. Some would say, unless I'm very comfortable with a route, I couldn't find my way out of a cardboard box without GPS. That might be true. To be honest with y'all, I set mine to an English accent. I make it a female. And then I just like it when she talks to me and give me turn-by-turn directions. It makes me feel like there's somebody in the car driving with me, so I don't feel like I'm by myself all the time. Don't judge me. It makes me happy, okay? That's why I use my GPS for just about everything. But the overall GPS performance on here was top-notch. I didn't have any issues. And again, I tested the GPS 2 ways, all right? So in particular, with the GPS, if you're using Google Maps, you can download the maps for your local area and then just use the built-in GPS module to navigate and use GPS. I did it that way, didn't have any issues, so I downloaded my whole local map for where I live in Florida, didn't have any issues using it that way, and then I also used it with the LTE data on AT&T. Didn't have any issues using it that way either. Now, I couldn't test that for too long because my data plan on FreeUp Mobile is not the highest. So I didn't want to use up a bunch of data. But I did test it with the LTE and the GPS. And I did test it with the GPS by itself. Worked perfectly fine. Didn't have any issues with turn-by-turn navigation. No issues whatsoever, okay? So if you're very GPS dependent like myself, you shouldn't have any issues either, okay? So Bluetooth performance, top notch. GPS performance, top notch, okay? Now, move on. Jesus, I'm tripping. Moving on, sorry y'all, sorry. Moving on, let's now talk about the overall call quality and speaker call quality on this device. Now, once again, I'm going to be 100% honest with y'all. For this particular device, I didn't really take too many regular traditional phone calls. All right? My AT&T SIM is a tester SIM pretty much. Okay? So not everybody in my family, not all of my friends have that phone number. Okay? So primarily when I was taking phone calls with that SIM, I was doing primarily video calls. All right? So basically, any and all types of video calls, okay? Facebook Messenger, Zoom, Telegram, all worked without issue, okay? And I gotta say, although the camera quality was not the best, okay? I had no issues hearing the other person on the other end. They had no issues hearing me, and it was overall an enjoyable experience, even though the front-facing camera quality for the video calls was not the best. Okay? And then again, as I said, I didn't take traditional phone calls on this one. Okay? Now, moving on, let's now talk about the overall camera and my overall experiences with the cameras. Now, I've done a full dedicated camera walkthrough, and I've also included my photo and video samples. I'll throw up a link to that somewhere in the video, but I'll definitely have it linked up down below in the video description, along with all of my other coverage on the Ulefone Power Armor 16 Pro. But typically, when I judge the overall camera performance, okay, I'm judging it from 3 different criteria. Point and shoot photo performance, point and shoot video capture capability, and overall audio capture capability. Okay? Now, for all of these categories, I would have to say this device did a good to really good job depending on the situation and the lighting. Okay? Especially when you're taking photos or videos, lighting for this device is essential. So if you want to be able to get a really good photo or take really good video, you're going to need really good to phenomenal lighting. Okay? Now, and I said this in the camera review or the camera walkthrough, the 3 particular modes that I used were portrait mode for the front and the back cameras, auto mode, and night mode for low light photography. And the camera did a really good job using all of those modes. Alright? Now, in particular, when we talk about audio capture capabilities, although the device does have a 3.5mm headphone jack, it does not support plug-and-play audio with the stock camera application. So, if I wanted to use plug-and-play audio with my professional microphones, like what I'm using here, I would have had to use a third-party application, something like Open Camera, something like 4K Camera Pro, because it does not support plug-and-play audio via the 3.5mm headphone jack out of the box with the stock camera application. But that being said, judging the audio just coming off of the device, was really good. So overall, as we get a phone call in the house while I'm recording, hopefully somebody grabs that. Overall, when we talk about the camera performance, whether it be for photos, videos, or overall audio capture capabilities, I have to say it was good to really good. Just again, keep in mind lighting and what you're trying to capture. And along with that, this particular device does not have any type of stabilization. Okay? So if you check out the camera video, you're going to see that even though I used a stabilizer and a phone mount, the video, when I started moving, was very shaky. So keep that in mind. You're going to need a really steady hand and some patience to get some really good photos and some really good video. But overall, I would have to say the performance of the cameras are good to really good in my opinion. Okay? Again, check out the camera video linked up down below. Let me know what you think. Okay? That's just my overall opinion. We're all welcome to our own opinions. Okay? But that goes over my experience with the cameras. Let's keep it moving now. Up next now, this is where I want to give y'all my overall experience when it comes to gaming. Okay? Now, as I said earlier, the chip on here, whether it be the core processor or the GPU, is basically a mid-range chip. Okay? And for the graphically intensive games that I played, in particular Asphalt 9 and Call of Duty Mobile, I was playing them pretty much extensively for like 2, maybe 3 hours. And the device, to its credit, did not heat up, did not get super hot to the touch, but the gameplay, did deteriorate. All right. So over time, after like I would say about 40 minutes, I did see a lot of hiccups. I did see a lot of stuttering. Okay. But it was playable. And I did leave the settings on what they were on by default. Okay. I typically don't adjust the settings for my gaming videos. I typically don't adjust the settings when I'm gaming, period. Okay, so whatever settings they were on by default when I fired up the games, that's what I left them on. And I would have to say the overall gaming experience was just okay. Okay, a lot of stuttering, a lot of frame drops, definitely noticeable performance dips after extended gameplay on this one. And again, that was testing graphically intensive games. That's all. When I play games on my device, that's pretty much what I like to play. Asphalt 9 or Call of Duty Mobile. Okay? So overall gaming performance on this one is just okay. It's not the best. Now, if you don't play those style of graphically intensive games, you might have a better overall experience. But that's just my overall experience. Okay? Okay. So moving on now, let's now talk about the overall battery life and the overall charge times. Okay? And this is where I do want to apologize because I won't have my traditional metrics like I do I won't have my traditional metrics like I do in some of my other device reviews, and that was because I already told y'all earlier the DuraSpeed software kept crashing out my battery monitoring and charging tools. Okay, so I'm just gonna put up on the screen what I was able to capture, okay, for y'all to check out. All right, but I am gonna talk to y'all about the overall experience and what I was able to catch with my eyes. All right, now talking about the overall battery life first, I have to say the battery life on this device is phenomenal. Okay, phenomenal. Now again, we have a 9,600 milliamp hour battery on here, and it supports USB Type-C with 18 watt charging. And I can indeed verify that it was pulling 18 watts. Okay, it pulled 18 watts up until about 80%, and then it dipped down to like 11 watts. Okay, but that's typical for Android devices. Typically with your Android device, you're getting your fastest possible charging speeds up to about 80%, and then it starts to trickle down so it doesn't damage the battery. Okay, so it was getting 18 watts of charging speed up to about 80%, and then it trickle charged at about 11 watts up to about 90%, and then it trickle charged at about 9 watts up to 100. So the overall battery life on here is phenomenal. On average, I was getting anywhere from about 13 to about 21 hours. Yes, I kid you not. 13 to 21 hours. That was with my style of heavy usage. So a lot of social media, a lot of content consumption, a lot of movie streaming, listening to a lot of music, okay, on Pandora, Spotify, YouTube Music, okay, Netflix, Hulu, okay. So, and again, if you didn't guess by now, I am what you would call an extremely heavy user because any and everything that I can do from my device, I do from my device, okay? So to be able to pull down those type of battery life metrics, that puts it in line right here with my Moto G Power 2020, okay? Very similar battery life between these two, but this device, the Ulefone, definitely is getting way better battery life than the Moto Power 2020, okay? So, phenomenal battery life there. Now, when we talk about charge times, this is where this device really suffered. Okay? On average, I can say this device takes anywhere from about, I want to say 4 hours to just under 6 hours to reach a full charge, depending on the percentage that the device is at when you put it on the charger. And I did a charging test because I couldn't believe it. So I did a charging test. I will link up the charging test video down below. And even in that charging test, which was done with the device fully powered off, it still charged up in just under 6 hours. It actually charges faster with the device on versus having the device turned off. So that's very strange to me, okay? Because typically your device charges faster when it's turned off versus when it's turned on, okay? But it is what it is, okay? So again, in terms of charging, which was done with a variety of different fast chargers and quality cables, this bad boy takes about 4 to just under 6 hours to reach a full charge. Again, your guys and gals results may vary depending on the charging brick that you use and the cable that you use. If you don't have high quality cables like myself, I would suggest you use the included cable and brick, okay? Because the included cable and brick is rated to charge the device at its fastest possible speed. And the included cable is really good overall quality, okay? So too is the included brick, all right? But that goes over the battery life. That goes over the charge times. Again, as I said earlier in the video, a large majority of the testing here was done on Wi-Fi only. The only difference that I noticed in using it with the LTE data and Wi-Fi, it dipped. So I lost about maybe 5 hours, okay? So take those screen on times that I told you, that 13 to 21 minus 5 hours for using LTE. Still overall really good battery life in my opinion. Phenomenal battery life in my opinion. Okay? Now, moving on now, let's get into the final part of this review. Let's talk pricing. Let's talk overall availability. Let me share my final thoughts and let me make my overall recommendations. Now, before we talk pricing, I do have to let everyone know, like I did in the unboxing video, I have to keep it 100% honest with y'all, okay? Because we're all about keeping it straight 100 around here. But I did not pay anything for this device. I am an Amazon Vine member, okay? What does it mean to be an Amazon Vine member? Amazon Vine is a program where Amazon invites its customers to be a part of an exclusive program where we get access to devices early, or we get access to devices just after release, free of charge, in exchange for our honest and unbiased written review. Okay? And there is a whole bunch of strenuous testing and metrics and things to make sure that we're giving an honest and unbiased review. Okay? So, honestly, I don't have to make this video review if I don't want to. Honestly, all I have to do is write up the written review and publish it to Amazon. And then I've done what I was supposed to do. But y'all know me. Y'all know I don't turn down any opportunity to create content. So I got my hands on the device. I'm going to use the device. I'm going to share my opinions on the device. And I'm going to let y'all know if the device is worth it. That's what I do. Okay? So, keeping that in mind, I did not pay for the device. Do I still think the device is worth it? Now, jumping online, jumping on Amazon, the device is going for $199.99. Okay? It comes in two distinctive colors, which are basically the same. It comes in an all black, which is what I have here. It's all black, but we still do have that orange customizable key. And then it comes in orange, which basically just adds orange trim around the speakers, around the buttons, around the entire device. You still have your orange customizable key, but that's the only difference, okay? You have all black with an orange customizable key, and then you have orange, which is black with orange highlights, okay? Either one of those is going for $199.99, okay? $200. And right now, as of the recording of this video, which is November 21st, ooh, it's my friend's birthday tomorrow, okay, they have a $10 off coupon, okay? So take that $199.99, round it up to $200, and then minus $10 off with the coupon. So 200 minus 10 is $190, okay? Not including taxes, because taxes differ depending on your location, and not including shipping and handling. If you're an Amazon Prime customer, you get free shipping and handling. All right? But that's brand new. Let me see if they have any used ones available. Nope, there's no used ones available. Also, I'll throw it up in post, but I forgot to mention that this device does have NFC as well. NFC worked without issues, okay? It was extremely easy to pair up any and all of my earbuds, all right? But I'll throw that up in the hardware section because I completely forgot that till just now. But talking about the pricing, so it's available for $200. Do I think this device is worth $200? In all honesty, guys and gals, for what you get with this device, I do indeed think it's worth $200, okay? Again, you're getting basically a tank of a device, right? So you can do anything with this device and it will not break, okay? And if you check out my camera video, I did drop this device a lot. It is heavy, okay? And it still looks like it's in mint, brand new condition, okay? So that alone makes the device worth the money. But add to that the fact that it has all the common biometrics that you would want to have in a modern smartphone. So you have a fingerprint scanner here, which is top notch. Again, face unlock, top notch. Double tap to wake, raise to wake, top notch. Okay? Really solid speaker performance. Really phenomenal battery life. These things alone make it worth the $200 price tag. The only, and I'm speaking from experience, the only downsides that I see to this device are the cameras, okay? Not the best cameras on here, right? And the customizations, okay? Don't go off on me, Google. We're not doing that. And the customizations that Ulefone decided to add to help with the battery life. DuraSpeed, Ulefone. Don't need no DuraSpeed. Take that out of here, okay? But other than that, this device, in my opinion, is well worth the $200 price tag. Now, that being said, do I plan on keeping this device for an extended period of time? Unfortunately, no. No, I do not. Although I really did fall in love with the battery life and the speaker, the camera, in my opinion, is lacking too much, okay? It's lacking way too much, okay? And as a content creator, in particular, a content creator that does a bulk of their content creation with their smart device, I really need the cameras to be better, okay? In particular, because I can let the photo performance slide a little bit, but I need the video performance to be better. Okay? And I really would have liked to have seen video stabilization on here. So just on the fact that the cameras are not the best, I'm going to have to let this one go. All right? Now, that being said, okay, I am not going to sell this. I got this free of charge from the Amazon Vine program. It was given to me for free, so I'm going to give it away for free. Okay? Typically, that's not what I do. When I purchase something, unless a family member or a friend really needs it, I typically resell it so I can put that money back into the channel. But when I do Amazon Vine products, okay, I don't sell those. Those are given to me for free, so I give them away for free. All right? So I will be giving this away, okay, to a family member or a friend. I haven't decided yet. And hopefully they can get some usage out of it. All right? But that pretty much does it for me. That does it for the video. I hope you guys and gals enjoyed the video. I hope y'all found it helpful. If you did, you know what to do. Please help your boy out by giving the video a thumbs up. That really does help me out. You don't know how much. If you would like to see more content like this, also feel free to hit that subscribe button down below. Make sure you click off the notification bell icon right next to it so you guys and gals get notified when I publish new videos. And feel free to follow me across all the social media platforms. I'll link up my social media down below. And as always, if this video piqued your interest, all the affiliated purchasing links will be available down below in the video description, along with all of my extended coverage on this device. Okay, so everything you need to know about this device, I did cover. I'll link up those videos down below in the video description. So as always, if your interest is piqued, down below in the video description should be like a one-stop shop for you guys and gals, and you should be good to go. That being said, also located down below in the video description will be affiliated purchasing links. And as the name implies, when you use those links, I do get a small percentage of kickback that I do put back into the channel so I can keep producing content for you guys and gals, but that's at no additional cost to you guys and gals. So that makes it a win-win in my opinion. Okay? All right. Today's video, Bumpy Cam Productions, sorry y'all. Today's video was recorded using the primary rear-facing camera on the Samsung Galaxy S10e. This one was recorded in 720p, and we are using the Webull MA2010 omnidirectional microphone to record all the audio. So please let me know what you think of the overall video quality. We do have the studio lights going, okay? Please let me know what you think of the overall video quality. Please let me know what you think of the overall audio quality. All that good stuff down below. As always, all your feedback is greatly appreciated. And remember, guys and gals, to keep it respectful, please. All right. Whew! I'm going to take some much needed time off, man. I'm going to take some much needed time off. But we are now officially done. All right? I will be back with y'all with some more content, some more new content soon. How soon? I don't know. But I have a bunch of scheduled content for y'all for you to enjoy. And I will be active down below in the comments of all of my active videos. So if you ask any question, I will do my best to find you an answer. And I do answer questions in a timely fashion. Other than that, you are more than free to share your opinion across all of my video library on YouTube. Just remember to keep it respectful, please. Okay? All right. I hope everyone is having a great day. Hope you guys and gals are staying safe out there. And I will catch everyone in the next one. We are out of here. Have a good one, everybody. Peace.